Good evening. I'm Nancy Cox. Kevin Christopher's off tonight. Thank you for joining us at 6. An Ohio man charged with murder in the death of his infant son was arrested in Lexington this weekend on a fugitive warrant. An Ohio grand jury indicted Cody Caldwell after police say his 2-month-old son was found unresponsive and died a few days later. Tonight we hear from two families at odds. LEX 18's Lee Searcy has the big story at 6.
Relatives of little Caden Caldwell's mother say he was a healthy, growing baby. But April 11th, the 2-month-old was found unresponsive at his Warren County, Ohio home. His father, Cody Caldwell, called for help. Then days later, April 16th, Caden died from his injuries at a Cincinnati hospital. His great aunt on his mother's side.
From the doctor's mouth, I wanted to get it, make sure I wrote it right. It's severe head trauma caused by physical abuse.
A Warren County, Ohio grand jury indicted Cody Caldwell on charges of murder, felonious assault, and endangering children. He was picked up Saturday in Lexington at a friend's Waller Avenue apartment on a fugitive warrant.
Everybody that knows Cody wouldn't do something like this. Just wouldn't.
Caldwell's mother, who lives in Georgetown, says her son has nothing to hide. She claims other relatives also cared for Caden and believes someone else hurt the child.
Look, my son's a lot of things. My son's a thief and my son's a drug addict. And I'm good with that. But a baby murderer, he is not.
Tanya Caldwell says her family wasn't even invited to Caden's funeral.
Instead of everybody grieving and grieving together, everybody's wanting to tear everybody down and tear them apart. And that's not fair to Cody, that's not fair to Jamie, and that's sure not fair to Caden.
Two families downright heartbroken and divided.
We're not going to have those milestones together. It's pretty devastating as a family.
Covering the news in Lexington, Lee Searcy, LEX 18 News.
Cody Caldwell could be back in Ohio to face all of his charges by May 13th at the latest. A trial date has been set for two men facing attempted murder charges in connection with the November 2018 incident that injured several police officers. That's according to the Sentinel Echo. It's reported that 26-year-old Lewis Green Jr. of Florida and 24-year-old Jonathan Murphy of Connecticut were in court in Laurel County for a pretrial conference. They're accused of leading police on a chase that ended up injuring two London officers. The paper reports that a jury trial date is set for July 9th. Officials have released the name of the person whose body was found over the weekend in Breathitt County. According to police, the body of Kenneth Neese was found just after 9 Sunday morning in the North Fork of the river near Elge Roberts Road. That's in the Outro community. Neese had been missing since March. Several public school districts, including Fayette and Madison counties, only have a few days left to hand over all the names of teachers who took part in sick-outs this year. But as the May 10th deadline approaches, a lawsuit has been filed. And once again, the Attorney General and the Governor are heading to court. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek reports.
Vote no on 525.
Earlier this year, teachers took on Frankfort.
Our board, our pensions.
Then, Governor Matt Bevin's administration hit the school districts involved with subpoenas. Subpoenas, the Attorney General says, are not legal because the teachers are protected by free speech.
As long as teachers in a sick-out are protesting overall funding for public education or issues related to the public education system in general, that it is protected First Amendment speech.
The Attorney General is now suing the governor over the issue. He says the governor is bullying teachers.
This type of retaliation, intimidation, and threats by a governor and his administration must not be allowed.
But Governor Bevin fired back, saying this is not a First Amendment issue. He thinks the Attorney General is using this situation for political gain.
There is no mention in this lawsuit whatsoever of the free speech rights of any of these people at stake. Not one word, because that's not what it's about. He's a hypocrite.
The governor also called out teacher groups.
The KEA and the JCTA, they're not doing things based on what's best for their members. Certainly don't care what's best for the students. It's about power, it's about control, it's about political ownership of a process.
And now, If the subpoenas stand, teachers face the risk of a $1,000 fine for every day they used a sick day to protest. Covering the news in Frankfort, Carolina Buchuk, LEX 18 News.
Also out of Frankfort, an update on the abortion issue in Kentucky. Governor Matt Bevin joined state legislators and pro-life advocacy groups to sign HB 5, the Human Rights of the Unborn Child and Anti-Discrimination Act. The bill bans abortions based on the gender, race, or perceived disability of an unborn child. Lexington police are looking for a couple of purse snatchers after they struck a downtown restaurant. They also want anyone heading to Churchill Downs this week for the Derby to be aware. LEX 18's Michael Burke has more in this Crime Stoppers.
The February purse snatching inside Pies and Pints was so smooth, it had officers doing double and triple takes.
Trained, skilled police officers watching this, we had to watch this video again and again and again.
Leads detectives to believe these guys knew what they were doing, and it probably wasn't their first.
How smooth he was with not even glancing down and then moving in to conceal the item with his jacket.
And they could be on the move again. Keeneland Meat and that horse race over in Louisville this weekend are usually breeding grounds for this kind of activity.
We've busted big rings of pickpocketers at Derby. I know this because we've actually put them in prison with the FBI before. So these guys will be at Derby. They'll be out in force.
So men, you need to keep those wallets and your cash close to the vest. The inside jacket pockets are usually best. And when it comes to purses, always have it on you. And then there's this tip.
Keep that purse zipped or buttoned closed until you need to get in there.
But even the victim at Pies and Pints did that, and it still didn't help. That's how quickly these guys can operate.
Most of the time, these guys will not stop because they're good at it, and they will not stop until they are stopped by police or they get some sort of a lengthy jail sentence.
Covering Crime Stoppers in Lexington, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward of up to $1,000 for information leading to an arrest in this case. Call the anonymous Crime Stoppers tip line at 859-253-2020.
It's a breezy and warm afternoon. We're seeing a little bit more sunshine here in the 6 o'clock hour. This from the St. Joseph Health Weather Bug Camera located at 21C Museum Hotel. You see, we've cleared a lot of the clouds out now as we look off toward the south, toward the UK campus. Finals week in progress over there at UK. You're talking temperatures that are in the 80s in Moorhead, Richmond, Danville, Somerset, London, Monticello, Williamsburg, Frankfort. Not bad here for a Monday afternoon in late April. Lexington, we're a degree shy, coming in at 79, and it has been windy as well. We're still seeing wind gusts 15 to 25 miles an hour in places. It is still a windy afternoon and warm and dry. Max Track Live Doppler, it's quiet. Future track continues the same. There'll be some clouds coming through, but not all that many. As we work our way toward tomorrow morning, you'll see there are rain showers up in Indiana. Don't worry about those. They're not coming our way anytime soon. Kind of would maybe rather get them here now and then get them out of here later, because when we get to the Oaks and Derby forecast coming up in the main weather segment, may not be quite as promising. We will keep clouds run off and on during the day tomorrow, but you notice there's a northward drift. That's a good south wind. That's a good warm-up coming. We're talking temperatures around 60 to start. How about low 80s to finish? Not bad with that. What may be bad is what we're looking at for the end of the week. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, Bill. Regardless of what the weather does, though, the Kentucky Derby will go on. And while many of you plan your trip to Louisville for the big race, police and event staff want you to know about security and parking changes. LEX 18's Kylan Mills has details.
As thousands of people descend on Louisville this weekend for the greatest 2 minutes in sports, that also means thousands of cars to be parked and bags to be checked at Churchill Downs.
Well, traffic patterns is a real big concern for us, and drop-offs and pickups, making sure everybody gets in safely is the key. So we leave it to the locals here to make sure that we come together well.
Law enforcement and event staff are prepared for a big logistical challenge, and today officials announced some changes. People will notice an added pedestrian crossing at Central Avenue and 6th Street instead of the walking bridge that was used at that intersection last year. Folks can also cross at 3rd or 9th Streets. If you have a parking spot reserved at Churchill Downs, you'll have to get your parking pass scanned, then it can't be used again that same day. And security will be ramped up with additional local, state, and federal officers on hand this year.
Our main goal is to prevent, mitigate, negate any threats, and there are no known threats at this time. But if you see something, say something, because we cannot be everywhere at once. And that's the biggest thing, is the more eyes and ears we have with the public and our public partners and our citizens, it makes the event much more safer and smoother for everyone.
For a list of items you can't bring into Churchill Downs, head to LEX18.com. Kylan Mills, LEX18 News.
Grammy Award-winning country music star Jennifer Nettles will sing the national anthem at this year's Derby. Nettles' performance of the Star-Spangled Banner will be broadcast live on NBC and take place in front of about 160,000 fans at the 2019 Derby. Nettles is the 11th artist to perform the national anthem since Churchill Downs began the tradition in 2009. Jennifer makes up half of the international duo Sugarland, who exploded onto the music scene in 2004. A quick reminder, you can watch our day-long coverage from Churchill Downs beginning at 6 a.m. on Derby Day. Up next, he knows what it's like to be in the foster care system, how a KSU student is making a difference in the lives of kids still in that system.